And we are going. What's going on with everybody? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon, getting to your real raw rugged. And I got some on the other line, man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Who we got here today?
Deleon, everything scandalous. It's TF in the motherfucking building. You know what I mean? What's happening?
How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm solid, man. I'm feeling the power.
Hey, man. It's a long time in the making. I've been supporting your music and what you do for a minute, so I appreciate you coming through, man.
I appreciate you, man.
What you got planned for today?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I got some shit coming up next week. I'm gonna be out of the country for like 2 weeks. So, for the next few days, I'm chilling with the youth.
Where you heading to? Like out the country?
Uh, like Spain, Germany, Barcelona.
You been there before?
Do a quick run around, real quick. Yeah,
How
yeah.
it's funny. I was gonna ask you that later on, but I might as well get into it now because I know I've looked at like interviews, listened to your music, and I know you said you spent a lot of time in juvie. So when you do kind of travel these places, I can only assume you didn't do a lot of traveling as a kid, definitely outside the country. So like when you do that for the first time, is it like a huge culture shock? Or are you quickly assimilated into it, or is it something you kind of got to get used to being in these different countries?
Uh, my first time being out of the country, it was like more of a culture shock. But like by me being, in these situations, I did a lot of reading. So I was always like, I got like a super vivid imagination, so I can really see shit if I'm reading shit, I can see it. So just read different books. Different books can take. You can read a book and it'll take you to the other side of the world if you can see it. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of always was. But at the same time, it's definitely not the same reading it and being there. It's obviously a big difference, but I was always into different cultures and shit. So I wouldn't say a culture shock. I was just shocked in general.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I'm on the other side of the world. You feel me? But yeah, there is a big culture barrier. Motherfuckers over here don't even use deodorant,
Yeah.
or brush their teeth or whatever the fuck. But they also don't eat the same thing we eat. And, like, it's way different. Like, the shit that they have in their foods over there, or the stuff we have in our foods out here, like, most of that shit is banned out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big, yeah, it's crazy.
I want to touch on that, but I do gotta say you a cold nigga because, like, for 10 seconds you had no hands on the wheel, and like you're going 80 right now. So I just want to say, shot to you, my nigga. You had like no hands on the wheel, or doing a Birdman hand rub, doing 80. I was like, this nigga is insane right now. Shout out to you. That nigga a great driver.
Nah, yeah, that's yeah, I made one behind the wheel. But this motherfucker drive himself though too. It's driving.
Gotcha is one of those.
Motherfucker drive himself.
Every hood nigga I know take very pride in being a great driver. I don't know what it is about street niggas thinking they like Jeff Gordon or like a professional NASCAR driver, but every street nigga take a lot of pride in that. I don't know if that's a southern thing or if that's out there too.
Uh, if you in the streets and you moving around crazy like that, I feel like that gotta be in the repertoire. You feel me? If you really moving around heavy and you really getting down like how you supposed to be getting down as a top tier street nigga, you definitely gotta know how to drive, especially reversing. Like reversing, you gotta be able to weave through the lanes. You gotta be able to know what you can and can't do, because you might try something and you end up you can't do it really. You fuck up, now you stuck. So you definitely gotta be You definitely gotta be top tier behind the wheel, for sure.
No, for sure. I mean, if a nigga do a crime with me, I think the last thing to be worried about is me driving and getting caught by the cops. And you need to be worried about living, because I am not the nigga you want behind the wheel trying to do 100 reversing, like you said, switching in between lanes. Like I've seen a lot of niggas, like that's like a thing on Instagram. I don't know if you ever seen that, where like niggas love to do the I'm on the highway switching in between 5 lanes, going in between cars. That shit is insane to me.
Yeah. I used to do that shit a lot, like crazy. Like years ago. Like now, I be chilling now. Like I don't even really go past 75.
I don't know why I thought you was gonna say something ignorant. I thought you were like, I don't even go past 150 no more. I thought you was gonna say something insane, but no, yeah, I don't
Nah,
even.
I be all cruise. I'm cruise control right now. I be all cruise control all day.
Nah, for sure. But nah, I kind of want to take a step back and well, I want to touch on something you said before I even did that. You were talking about like being overseas and how the culture is different and how niggas don't brush their teeth, how niggas might be a little stank, and that's just like the norm. And it's funny because I feel like that's seeping into like American culture where I'm seeing a lot of like, it's actually healthy not to take baths, which is an insane thing. I feel like that's being like talked about right now. You know what I'm saying, niggas? It's
Hey,
interesting.
but it's gonna be tough for us to get to that point because, like I said, some of the stuff they eat over there is a lot less. It has a lot less bullshit in it.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So they could get away with not wearing using deodorant because like the shit not really coming out of their pool. I mean, they still be stinky, but if we was to try, if motherfuckers was to try that over here, it's like we eating so much bullshit and consuming so much bullshit to where if you was to not shower or brush your teeth or not use any deodorant, motherfucker be like, bro, what are you doing?
for sure. For sure. I mean,
You
because
know?
it's like the
So,
niggas at school. Like, you always had that one nigga at school that was a stank nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga that was just, like, overly stank. And if you in, like, Britain and everybody stank, then that's just the scent. You know what I'm saying? Niggas smell good. They like, what is this nigga got on? You know what I'm saying? That nigga might get picked on for smelling good. So, hey, I guess it is what it is.
yeah. So you, man. Who you think you is? Who you think you is pulling up smelling good?
I will say this.
You must.
For anybody that needs, this core water right here, hey, this shit here, this might be the best water on the market right now.
Yeah, that is fire.
It should get you
That's
right.
fire.
It should get you right. But no, what I was gonna say, kind of take a step back on how I even discovered you. This had to been, I don't know, 2018, what I would imagine a lot of niggas discovered you, and it was on the Blank Face album. And it's funny because
Right.
out of everybody verse on that song, your verse was the one that stuck out to me. Cause one, I had never heard of you before, and two,
Yeah.
what you was saying, I was like, this nigga's going crazy right now. Like I think the bar that stick out to me the most is the what you say? I got an AK, and when I shoot the bitches, I'm like pulling the strings on a lawnmower. I was like, yeah, this nigga going crazy right now. One of my favorite bars on that album. I guess, and then fast forward, and I've always kept up with you and seeing like you collab with people like Alchemist or people in the underground or Griselda or just people a bit more mainstream. I'm always proud to see that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm like, this nigga can rap, man. I really want this nigga to just do so. Once again, I do want to say thank you for coming through because a nigga really do support the movement of what you got going on, man.
Nah, yeah, hell yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a long time coming with, just staying true to my sound. You feel me? Because I could have took it. I could have went a different route for sure. You feel me? Because I had, that. Even though that was a moment. You know what I'm saying? That was a moment. That Tookie knows for me. That was a big moment, and I could have took it either way. You know what I'm saying? I just kept it on some rap shit. Not really on some rap shit, but you feel me? I just kept it in that lane, and especially being out here, that around then, that was like a tough lane to really push and stay in, and build on. But now, all that shit came all the way back around. Now that's the thing now. You feel me? The underground hip hop sound type shit, like that's the thing now.
What was interesting about you is that you said like you could have took the sound like one way, you went the other way. You have multiple sounds, nigga. Like every time I listen to you, you ain't the like one album might not sound like the next album. Like Big Moon don't sound like Blame Kansas. Those are two completely
Yeah,
different albums. You know what I'm saying? Like Bunk on
yeah,
Bunk don't sound like nothing on Blame Kansas. But both of them are really good songs. Like I love Bunk on Bunk. But if I'm not in a Bunk on Bunk mood, I go listen to Blame Kansas. You know what I'm saying? Because you got moods for different types of stuff. Is that a conscious effort, or are you just making music the way you? Is that how you feel in the moment, or are you just I'm gonna put out this type of sound album, then the next one? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it pre-planned, or is it just how you feel in that moment, how the album sound?
nah. Most of my, well, not most of them, all of my albums. Whenever I record or go into making a project, I do it with one producer. So I'm gonna have one sound, and I don't want my albums to sound. I don't want to have like a sound, even though I got a sound, but I don't want to be like, oh, this album sounds just like the
Yeah,
last album,
yeah,
or that album sounds just like that album. Like none of my shit sounds. Like you can go to 4 different albums and have 4 different sounds.
yeah.
So yeah, like I do that shit. Yeah, it is a thought out process though, for sure.
I feel like a lot of West Coast niggas do that because if you listen to like a Kendrick album, it's not gonna sound like the last Kendrick album whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So similar to you, listen to like a TF album, the next one probably not gonna sound like the last one. So I do think that's what like keep things interesting because if a nigga got like 8 albums that sound the exact same, what's the point of keep listening? Because I could just go listen to the last 2 albums and nigga you just gave me that. You know what I'm saying? So I do think
Yeah,
like you being like diverse definitely like captures not only like the audience you already got, but a nigga might not like one sound that you do, but he love the other sound. Do you ever come across people like that?
yeah, yeah, hell yeah. But for the most part, they fuck with
Yeah.
the switch up, or they might just end up living with Big Moon. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh damn, I like him in this bag. I ain't stopped listening to this. I get a lot of that too.
I was
You know,
listening to a lot of your music and I was just thinking like, because it is varied production. Does one style of production bring the best out of you, or do you think you equally rap? I guess as good on all production, or is there one style that you do think you rap better on, or it may push your pen a little further to write better?
yeah, production does it varies. It varies because sometimes certain production I just like. I don't even want to write. I just go in and rap. Uh, because certain production I feel like it's easy to overthink shit,
Mm.
and it's not one of those type of beats like Big Moon. Big Moon, I didn't write none of that album. I didn't write none of that. It was just a party every night. It was a party every studio session. We went in there and recorded that shit. That's why it sound like just chaotic. It's just all over the place. You feel me? Opposed to Blame Kansas, where it's a lot more substance. Even though Big Moon has a lot of substance in it, but that's more like personal stuff. Like if you know type shit. Feel me? But Blame Kansas, that was a little more substance.
It's funny because I interviewed Alchemist last month, and he was telling me how it's a bunch of different, processes. Like the way one person may get ready for a song could be completely different how the other person get ready for a song. So I know how you were saying like
Yeah.
on Blame Kansas or another album you have different styles. Is there a style that you do the most? Like, are you a writer for the most part, or are you a person that go in off the top? Like, what is your primary, I guess, writing process?
Yeah, I don't really write nothing down until I got like 16 bars already like in my head. I won't
do you
write
have
it
good
down.
memory, nigga? Like I don't understand how y'all do it. Like do you just have great memory that you can remember that?
Yeah, yeah. I worked on that shit when I was in the place, when I was down. Uh, I had to remember shit like while I was outside walking the yard. I had to remember what the fuck I was talking about, and then by the time I get back to my cell, I hurry up and write all that shit down. So, and that shit used to be like 32 bars,
Yeah.
just walking around outside. So, 8 bars, 16 bars, like that should be, that should be easy. But at the same time, that goes back to production, because if the production is solid and it got me in that type of mode, then yeah, I could run through that shit easy. But sometimes I have to sit with something, you know, sit with something, and then structure, just rhyme patterns and all that type of stuff. So it'd be different.
You
But
know,
for the most part, it's I don't really writing that down until I got about like 8 to 16 bars.
when you are when you're doing time, everybody says like, "Oh, you got nothing but time. You read, write, whatever you want to do. You just sitting there for the most part." But your mind like isn't free. You still incarcerated physically and mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know how like jail could really like mess up a nigga mind for real. Prison could mess up a nigga mind for real. So when you are writing, or when you were writing in there, or remembering writing, coming up with stuff, did you ever feel like it was just like was your brain working at all, was it firing at all cylinders, like when you outside, when you free, you could, what I'm saying, you could think freely, but you can't really think freely in there because your mind is locked down. Did you ever feel that when you was locked up?
Nah. I feel it's more distractions being out than being
Mm.
in.
Mm.
So you more. It's easy to get lost out here, because you got liquor, that can either be a vice or a tool,
Yeah.
depending on how you moving, how you feeling, or however it work with you. It could be a vice or a tool. You got that. Then you got women. Then you got real life to deal with. You feel me? Bills, kids, uh, legal situations. So it's always something on your mind. You feel me? Unless you just out here not giving a fuck, then, or if you don't have no responsibilities, then yeah, you could be free out here. But in there, you don't have nothing to worry about,
Yeah.
other than not fucking up and not getting fucked up. Other than that, you straight. So it's more shit that weighs on your mind out here than in there, which is crazy. But
That is interesting. You see where I'm coming from, where a nigga could be like, what I'm saying, where jail could be getting to a nigga where he can't even think, like, what I'm saying, straight to be writing.
I seen people like that. But that shit. Like them the motherfuckers that crack easy.
Yeah.
Feel me? But for the most part, if you in there, and everybody not built the same. For one,
That's a fact.
So like a motherfucker could come in there and with 15 years and be more solid than a motherfucker come in there with 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not for sure.
Like, you could see a motherfucker in there with 3 years. He's in there crying, whining about the bitch all day. Like, oh man, my girl, man, this and that, this and that. Whatever it is he's dealing with. You feel me? Whatever it is, whatever it may be. The motherfucker with the more time, or even less time. Like, it depends. Like, you run into different type of motherfuckers. Some niggas is just built difference. Like, all right, this is what I gotta do. Let's get through it. Let's knock it down. You feel me? Some niggas in there stressed out. You know, I don't. Like they may be dealing with shit with their parents. You know, I done seen a lot of motherfuckers lose people in there. You know, lose their parents. You know, they chick dipped on them. There's varieties. It's endless possibilities with. I mean, it's life at the end of the day.
No, for
So
sure.
you don't really know what a motherfucker dealing with, but yeah, some motherfuckers could deal with shit better than motherfuckers. They're better than others.
Facts. Kinda sidetrack. There's this song I've been listening to all day. It's on a Ghostface album, but Ghostface is not on the song. It's called "The Prayer," and it's a nigga just singing, and he's singing from a perspective of a nigga in prison, and it's one of them. You know how niggas beating their chest in jail. It's one of them type songs, and it's a very, very, very good song. And he's singing that from perspective of somebody who's being overwhelmed by what's going on in that situation. So it is, like you said, everybody built differently. It's some people that can go in there and got mental strength that, they could knock it out. Some niggas go in there and they get mentally beat down. So, I mean, that's just life though. We see that in sports. We see niggas who get the spotlight put on them and they choke. We see niggas get spotlight put on them and they, live up to it. So that's just life. And kind of going back to what you were talking about with distractions and how liquor could be a distraction. I want to say congrats to you because I know you were, sober and not drinking. When doing that, was there a difference in preparation versus using liquor as like a tool versus not using it?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, it was a big difference because that was my that was like included in every session. You feel me? Like this is it's a piece to the creative process. Like it was a major factor in the creative process at one point. So so yeah, I had to it was a major part of just coming outside and mingling and going to events and having to talk to people and having to deal with people and yeah, so to take that out of the equation, like as a whole, not even just in certain situations, but as a whole, take it out of the equation in every equation, then it's like, yeah, that shit was tough. It's still kind of tough now, but it's way easier. Creating.
Well, hey, congrats once again.
Yeah, thank you. It's been 19 months.
And I know you working out, they getting, you know what I'm saying? They getting caught diesel swole, you feel me? So like, hey man, what they say, health is wealth, you know? Do you I was gonna say, like, do you feel it different physically after working out, no liquor? Does it make you feel, I know people say they start eating better, they feel better. Have you felt that?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hangovers was like the worst. You feel me? Because when the last time you had a hangover?
I don't drink.
Okay, dope. So you wouldn't even know. All right, that's kind of tough because a hangover, like imagine, I'm pretty sure you had a migraine before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, imagine that times like 6. And that's how you waking up. You feel me? Like, that's how you waking up. You barely open your eyes, all that type of shit. So, I think about that sometimes. Like, damn, I used to have to wake up and work. Or I used to have to fucking wake up and I gotta take care of the baby today. And I'm fucking smell like liquor and I'm hungover and I'm fucked up still from last night. I just got in at 4 in the morning. I gotta wake up at 7 in the morning, to make sure the baby's straight and all that type of shit. So dealing with that, like looking back at it now, I was like, damn, that's kind of insane, But But yeah, I don't miss that shit.
Bro, I hate liquor.
Oh,
I damn near want to
yeah.
put a ban on liquor, nigga. I hate liquor just because I've seen people get out of their bodies on liquor. Like I've never seen a nigga smoke weed and act the way they act when they drink liquor. Definitely certain types of liquor, you know.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Like
For sure.
like I don't think I ever told this story on camera. Funny enough, but I was out at a concert and I was interviewing like concert goers or whatever, and it was a group of white people there, and they just looked like they shouldn't have been there. So I'm interviewing them, and behind me it's like this hood nigga like roasted me. He roasted me, and I'm trying to ignore him because I'm trying to do this
Yeah,
interview. So I turn around and I'm like, hey, white people, stay right here. Let me attend to this. So I go to him and I'm like, hey, roast me on camera. I'll roast you back. Like it'd be funny. He like, nah, man, I ain't gonna do that. I'm like, come on, bro. I just, stopped this whole interview. Like, come on. And nigga say, nah, nigga, if you don't get out of my face, I'm gonna snatch the bonnet off your ass. Clap the bonnet off. So I laugh and I say, all right, bro. Then I just walk away. Fast forward about a month later, I'm doing another video, and this same nigga noticed my cameraman, and he say, "Oh, what's up, Trayvon?" So he go and dap up Trayvon, and then I walk up to him, and the nigga dap me. I'm like, "What's good with you, bro? Nice to meet you." I said, "You don't know who I am, do you?" He said, "Nah." And I told him what happened. He was like, "Hey, man, that be that brown liquor, bro. My fault, bro. I'm so sorry." Nigga dapped me up, gave me a hug. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, liquor had this. Because what if I was a nigga, I had something on me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? Up something on him, then they just, like, that's just how stupid shit start like that. You know what I'm saying? Just off a nigga being drunk. And that's just, it's crazy to me that liquor can have that effect on a nigga where he's ready to crash out over something idiotic. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I just seen some situations where it's like you wake up and don't know anything, and you in the fucking holding tanks, and
That's
it's like,
scary.
damn, I don't even know how I got here. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's up, but I'm in jail and I can't get out.
That's scary, man. That's just eight. That's why I say salute to you one more time for not having to feel that feeling no more. You know what I'm saying? You know where you at. You know how you got there. So salute to that. And if it give us more raps like "Feeling the Power," that's probably my favorite album by you so far. You know what I'm saying? You really.
Yeah, feeling the power. I did that. That was my first album recording sober.
I could. It sound better. Just you sound more alert. The way you flowing. I feel like your flows sound more sharp on this album. Like it is. This is like elite to me. I really do love this album. So I mean, cause even the way that it's sequenced is perfect. Great album. So shout out to Sober. You know what I'm saying? Sober TF. You know what I'm saying? You came through with a great album with Feeling the Power. I love that album.
Yeah, thank you.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, that's probably outside of Blame Kansas. I think that's like my like that's the album. I don't know. Blame Kansas
It's
is
tough.
crazy.
That's tough. Blame Kansas is crazy. Blame Kansas is crazy. The features are crazy on that. The beats, rock, like everything about that is tough. But Feeling the Power though, the intro, that's probably my favorite intro of yours. I can feel it. That's fire. That was fire. So it's tough. It is tough. And it's funny because before I dive into this, every time I can't not do this, but every time I interview somebody who slightly resembles somebody that people know, I have to let them know. Is before I even say it, is there anybody who people say you kind of look like this nigga?
Uh, Not right now. I've gotten shit like over the years, like, oh, you look like Whoop De Wop. I'm like, I don't really be seeing that shit sometimes.
So there's a good possibility you do not know who this is. So I got a picture pulled up. It's a battle rapper named Goods. You ever seen Goods before?
Yeah, I heard of Goods.
Bro, I swear, this nigga look just like you, dog.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Sometimes, like right now, like with the hair, I get it. You feel me? I get that, but because this usually not my look right here. You feel me? I'm usually shortcut type shit.
For sure, for
But
sure.
that's funny. That's hilarious.
You are a funny nigga though. You know, I do want to get back to the album, but you are like a funny guy. Like looking at you on the Apollo, which is funny because I didn't really know too much about you personally before that. Like you are, like you seem more like a quiet nigga, and you still are kind of the much more reserved person on the podcast. But you just seem like a nigga that would not be podcasting. And watching you, I'm glad you did because I feel like that get the people to connect to you more and like you more. Were you down with that, like off top, or did it take a minute for you to be like, I'm gonna do this?
Nah. How the first off, shout out to the Apollo,
Yeah.
shout out Mac, Keem, Tiny. You feel me? Shout out to the homies. But nah, me podcasting that was never on the to do list. You feel me? Especially like right now. You feel me? Because I always seen people, come out of like, especially with Joe Buttons, how Joe Buttons transitioned from whatever he had going on to just like, all right, he's a podcaster. You know what I'm saying? And like he's the like epitome of that.
Yeah.
Feel me? So I didn't think I was gonna be podcasting. How the Apollo happened, I did MacWap TV mad times. Like me and Mac we did this like my first time chilling with Mac doing some shit. He did a reaction to one of my videos, and this was probably 2021 or something like that.
Yeah.
The Michael Myers video, the Michael Myers video, we did a reaction to that. And then I came back again, and then we came back again. So I'd already been fucking with Mac, just like that. And then once we did that shit, all of us together, we was like, shit, let's come back on this day, or let's come back.
Yeah.
And then shit, we damn near 2 years in now.
No, and I love the podcast. It's funny because everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? If everybody was the same, it would be too samey. But like MacWop will say something that none of y'all niggas will say. Like last night, that was last night, right? Y'all was live last night. Yeah, y'all, it was last night. And nigga was talking about Joe Budden beating off. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think anybody else is gonna bring that up, nor should you niggas bring that up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny to see all of y'all niggas in different personalities. That was a ridiculous conversation, but
I was sick.
it's insane. But it's funny to see different personalities come together, and it really meshed. It's a really great podcast. So I did want to tell you that as well. Is that nigga definitely enjoy what y'all boys do on the Apollo for sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Even with that, it's dope that the people got to see in real time. Like throughout the months that like my journey with sobriety.
Yeah.
Feel me? Because obviously they seen yeah, they didn't seen us on there shaded. Like that was the thing. We taking shots on there, taking shots. You feel me? So
They done seen both sides of the coin of you. You know.
Yeah,
for sure.
So it's dope being able to display that, display strength for the people. You feel me? Especially motherfuckers, because you never know who's dealing with whatever they're dealing with. And like I know that shit be kind of tough. I know that shit is tough to deal with, especially being around it and peer pressure and all that type of shit. So.
You know it's cool. You could go back yourself and look at an old episode and be like, damn, like, well, I was tripping. Like, I don't know why I was drinking. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And now you go back and look now and be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Just see the progress yourself. It's like documented for you to see. And I think that's the cool part because, shoot, y'all got a classic video right now. I feel like that's gonna be. You could look back 10 years from now and just be like, damn, I remember where I was when this happened. When y'all did the live reaction to They Not Like Us. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So just to see y'all reaction to that, I watched that the other day. That was just cool. You know what I'm saying? Like when he said A minor bar, you went crazy. You know what I'm saying? I see like that's just a cool thing to go back and look at. So yeah, it is cool to see your journey and you see everything y'all doing. And Yeah, man, I'm glad that you getting your recognition to see you work with somebody like Alchemist. Like Alchemist is my favorite producer ever. So to see you, even in his video, you know what I'm saying? I forget the name of that song, but his video he dropped on his birthday.
Freestyle video.
He had a freestyle video, you know. So like stuff like that is so cool. So I'm glad to see your rap journey and your sobriety journey. Is it was that, I don't know how you put it. Were you okay with sharing that, or did you want to keep that to yourself? Your sobriety part, like were you like okay with just letting people know, or did you want, you know what I'm saying, like?
Well, my bad, my
No,
bad.
you straight.
Well, if I couldn't really hide that, I couldn't. That's something that had to be displayed because if you know me, you know like how heavy I was as a drinker. Even outside of the liquor, the shit that I was indulging in. Like if you like, I didn't hide none of that. So why would I hide me
Yeah.
cutting it off? You get what I'm saying? So just to show, like nigga, like yeah, I didn't need that shit. You feel me? Like I wasn't. I don't want to say I wasn't addicted to it because I'm pretty sure I had slight symptoms of a fucking alcoholic.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm pretty sure. But to be able to just cut it off, that says a lot to what we could do if you want something.
Yeah. No, that's hard, and like I said, it shows in the music because that last album is really good. From Legendary Wordplay, that's a crazy song. What's the song that Rock produced? You Gotta Feel It. That's crazy. Trading bars with Absol, like you held, like Absol is like one of the greatest rappers on earth to me, and you didn't sound out of place. You sounded like you
Yeah.
was supposed to be on that song with bro. You feel me? So just amazing stuff. And did I've been waiting to ask this question
Wait,
too.
wait, wait, wait,
No,
wait.
no, do you think
Hey, okay. So that record, we was actually fucked up. That record,
the soul record?
me and Absol, yeah, we was fucked up that night. But that was also we recorded that in like October. I didn't really stop drinking till January.
Got you.
So yeah, so that was like the first record. Well, we didn't know. I didn't at the time. I didn't know what I was gonna do with that record. Uh, but yeah, obviously it made the album. But
Great song.
it's
That's a great song. I was gonna ask about Oos Lee, and this is much less about Oos Lee, much more about something else I'm gonna get into. But I'm assuming bro is like Polynesian or Samoan or something, because bro named Oos.
yep,
Um,
yep.
so I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. There's not a lot of Samoans or Polynesian people that I know, but I've seen a lot of them through like wrestling, through social media, and even bro, I need you to answer this question for me. Are Samoan, like, is their culture similar to ours? Like they all seem like to, like, I don't say act black like they're putting on a show, but it just seems like they're just naturally authentic. Like they don't feel far from us in the sense of the way that they act. I don't know if that's because their culture aligns to us, or if you even know enough Samoans or Polynesian people to answer that question. But that is, it's just super interesting to me. I don't know how many Polynesian people out there in the West Coast.
Uh, well, shit. I mean, 9 times out of 10, out here, like we kind of grow up together,
Mm,
So I'm pretty sure they go to school with niggas. They hang out with niggas. They got family that's niggas. So it's like, but I don't know. I'd have been in jail with a lot of them, and they all act like niggas. So I don't know. I I don't know where it comes from or how they shit they I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, they niggas too. Shit.
They act like it. That's why I'm asking that. You know. And I heard you say in an interview you was talking about how like L.A. is not segregated. Jacksonville is super segregated. Like all the black people live on one side of town, all the white people live on the other side of the town. Like you can.
Yeah, no. I don't know what the context
It was
was.
the interview with I think bro Lil Blood or Blood. What's his name? He did a really good interview. I'm mad I'm forgetting his name. Dude from the Bay Area.
Yeah, that's Lil Blood. So if I did, I probably meant to say L.A. is segregated.
Okay. That's what you said. You said where you from is not segregated, but when you get further east, it gets segregated.
Okay, so I was talking about Hispanics then.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you go to the east of Los Angeles, you rarely see any black people.
Gotcha.
You know, South Central, we kind of like intertwined. We intertwined with, with the Mexicans. So we grow up with the Mexicans. Yeah, like a lot of hoods share their hoods with the Mexicans.
Gotcha. When it comes to white people, though, it feels a little bit segregated, though.
Yeah, you don't really see too many white people sliding through South Central.
Gotcha.
You know, you could go to Hollywood and see. That's where you see the majority of white people. Not really like South Central LA.
Yeah.
Not gonna be in Watts and see some white people.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
See, but I talk to certain niggas not out there, but just from other places, and they're like, "Yeah, like we all integrated," and it's interesting to me. So that's why I thought you were saying, but I get what you're saying now. You was more so speaking of like Hispanics and South Central and how it's kind of integrated. No, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I don't even want to keep it for too much longer. I appreciate you coming through. Like I said, super big supporter. The song with Alchemist is crazy. What you said, I done seen some niggas lose weight, but they never lost their muscle. That's fire. Like, great quotables from you. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you coming through. If you got any last words for the people out there, man, let it be known.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that in that story when the dude was kind of roasting you, he was like, "I snatched the bonnet off." Is that like your thing, the bonnet?
It is kind of become my thing. It wasn't on purpose, but it is kind of become my thing. Yes.
So what? You got hair under there?
I do have hair underneath the bonnet. Yeah.
Like what? Like I'm saying, like dreads?
Nah, it's just kind of right now. It's kind of out. Like in a while. Like this is like in a while. Like you know what I'm saying? Just out right now. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Cause I'm like, yeah, was this nigga busting the ball head with the bonnet?
It's funny. It's every time I interview niggas, I could tell in their eyes when they want to ask about the bonnet. And you, I was like, I feel like this nigga gonna ask me about the bonnet before we leave the interview.
Nah. But I wouldn't have asked until you said I was interviewing somebody else and you was out somewhere and you had the bonnet on. I thought you were just busting it because you at the house chilling. So I fuck with that. You feel me? If you was just at the house chilling, I'm like, all right, whatever. You feel me? But when you said I was out and somebody seen me and was like, I snatched the bonnet off, I'm like, oh shit, he really be wearing this motherfucker. So that's why I asked, like.
I occasionally do wear the bonnet out of public when I'm doing shit on camera, but
Yeah.
though that's hilarious. You growing out the hair? Like what you doing?
I don't know, man. I don't like at this point. I'm really just chill mode, man. I mean, not really. Like I'm still in grind mode, but like I'm sweats and croc mode type shit.
For sure.
Feel me? So if I ain't gotta get dressed or put nothing on crazy, like that's how I'm feeling.
No, for sure. Actually, I do got one more question before we get out of here that I do want you to touch on Alchemist because I brought him up a little bit on that song. How you hook up with bro? Because like I said, I see you in the video, you on this project. Like, how did y'all meet?
I've been knowing Alchemist for since maybe 2014, 15.
That's before Blankface too, ain't it?
Yeah.
How you met him?
Working on Blankface.
Got you. Just being around that process.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
So I met him. I met him there, and then I met him there. But at that point, he just knew me as Q homie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tuki Nose hadn't even hit yet. Tuki Nose wasn't even like a thing. It was recorded. It was done, but it was like, it was still like once the video dropped and then the whole rollout hit, then it was like, okay, like all right, for sure, this nigga kind of tight. Then what really did it was when 2017 I dropped No Hooks. I dropped No Hooks, and Q had told me, Q had hit me. Like this when I knew Alchemist really fucked with me. So Q had hit me and told me like, yo, Anderson Park.
And we are back, for we left off on Anderson Paak. My fault.
So yeah, Q had hit me like, yo, Anderson Park just hit me, like asking about you. I'm like what the fuck? Like, what he say? Like, what's up? And he was like, Alchemist, so he, Anderson Park hit me like, yo, I want to do a record with you, right? So I'm like, damn, all right, for sure. So I shoot over there. But Q had sent me a video of that nigga listening to the song. Unprofessional shit. So I'm like, oh shit. And the nigga knew the words, all the shit. I'm like, damn, it's kind of tight. So then fast forward, I go link up with the nigga to record the song. And I'm like, how you know, like who put you on to this? Like how you find this? You feel me? Like, and he was like, I was at Alchemist crib and that nigga was listening to it and I was like, who the fuck is this? And then he told me like, oh shit, that's Q homie, TF. And then he hit Q and then Q hit me and then that's how we did a record. We ended up getting a record in. But yeah, so that was 2017. So Alchemist, he told me, it was like, yeah, I've been fucking with you for a minute, but like, you know how it is, man. You gotta show and prove.
Yeah.
You gotta show and prove. It's like, all right, for sure. I see you, but let me see what you gonna do. Let me see what's up. So yeah, shout outs to Alchemist, man. He's a super legend. It's an honor to even be mentioned with a motherfucker like that. Let alone be working on a project or even be on a project. So yeah, shout out to Alchemist, man.
Cool guy, man. Shout out to Alchemist. Really, really cool dude. But yeah, like I said, any last words before we get out of here that you want to be known for the people, man? Let it be known.
Yeah, man. Everything Scandalous. Tap in. I'm gonna be dropping my own podcast soon, probably like early July, mid July, maybe, depending on how it's looking like with some upcoming road dates. Tap in with the Apollo every Tuesday, every Saturday on MacWap TV. We right there, all of us. You feel me? Go tap in with the merch. The ETSofficial.com. And yeah, man, keep it scandalous.
For sure. Are you mixed?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, I'm Native American.
Got you.
Black.
Got you. Another question I was wondering. All right. So for everybody watching, I appreciate you guys. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play. Y'all holler at your boy.